Hi everyone. In my previous video, I introduced the Wheel of Life and I said I will be working on goal setting and showing you an easier way of how we set goals in this journey of personal development. Remember, we are trying to achieve personal excellence. Personal excellence doesn't come easy. It requires sacrifice. It requires hard work. It requires discipline. In which case, once we have the Wheel of Life and we know the aspects we are looking at in as far as growing ourselves, developing ourselves, becoming better people, we will now pick on each of those aspects. So today I'm going to look at the aspect of my career, that is professionalism. And there are questions I'll be asking. What do I want to see? What do I want to become? What do I want to have? And where am I going on this journey of my career? That is professionalism. I'll be looking at many things in as far as career is concerned. I'll be looking at education, professional qualifications, the experience, the relationships, and different things that make a career. What do I need for me to get to where I am going? So once I answer those questions, then I will be working on my goals. What goals will I have set? I have put the Wheel of Life here, and I also have put a scale of 7 out of 10 in as far as my career is concerned. Why I have given myself a 7 is because I have already about 3 decades of experience in my career. So when I set my goals, they'll be specifically to address the 3 that is missing out of the 10. So I can say I'm at 70%. I have been a generalist. I have done basically everything that would have been done in a HR career. I have been a HR assistant. I have done HR officer. I have done a HR manager. I have been a regional HR director. So what am I doing right now? In as far as my career is concerned, I have a bias in training and human resource development. So that is the area I want to focus on in this phase of my life. And what am I doing to make sure that I develop as many people as there can be with my experience, with what I have learned, and how am I working on myself? Do I need a mentor in this phase of life to do training, to do more training, to do coaching? Do I need specific skills in terms of coaching and mentoring? So those are the things that I'll set my goals on. Since it's 7 out of 10, I'll be working on the difference. I already have a bit of the experience. I have the professional qualifications. What does the 3 entail? What am I looking at? I'll look at specific goals in as far as the career in training is concerned. So they will be specific, they'll be time-bound, they'll be relevant, they'll be attainable. And they are attainable as far as that career is concerned. Are there people that I look up to in terms of training or a career in development? Yes, there are. But remember, we are on different journeys. So we cannot compare ourselves all the time. There are certain things we will pick, yes. And I said in the previous video that let's look at those people we look up to so that we know what is it they did to get to where they are. But remember, we are talking about personal development. So it is very personal. It is relevant to your goals, in which case, don't compare everything. So we are going to look at specific goals in as far as career is concerned. So when looking at specific goals in a career, we are looking at professional certifications, probably. For better explanation, I'll pick a career in finance. And we are looking at what is mostly required for you to have a career in finance. For example, in accounting, if you look at majority of the advertisements, and that's how we measure what we even require. When you talk about your career and you're looking at a career within finance or accounting, it's a wide career. So you might say you want to narrow in auditing or tax or different spaces, but within that space. So what will you be looking at? I'll look at a career in auditing, for example. If you want to be an auditor, what are the requirements? Remember, we have done an assessment to know where we are, where we want to be, and what we are missing in between. So you might say you want to be an auditor or a finance manager. So what is required? If you go out to the internet or to the newspapers, when they announce positions in those areas that you are interested in, what are the skills that they talk about? What are the professional qualifications? You will require a degree. Sometimes it might be a BCom, finance or accounting, or a different degree, but when it comes to professional, you have your CPA. And CPA, there is CPA 1, 2, and 3. Or you might decide to do ACCA. If you decide to do ACCA, there are about 14 papers. So when you're talking about SMART goals within finance, you will be looking at, do you have the degree? You tick. Do you have the qualifications for CPA? Maybe you have completed or you haven't. In which case, if you haven't completed, what kind of a goal will you set so that it is measurable? You will set a goal of probably doing one paper, section 1. There are 3 papers. Are you able to complete the 3? Remember, we are talking about personal goals. So you will measure and see. You will look at the curriculum and see, can I manage the 3 papers within 6 months? Then you set it so that it is specific. Then in terms of attainable, is it attainable? How did you fare in mathematics? How do you feel in as far as the curriculum is concerned? You have gone through the curriculum. When you set goals, for them to be specific, you have done your research. So you know if you can attain. Is it time bound? Yes, it is. Exams are done in June and in December. So when do you want to do your exam? In terms of timing. Then is it relevant? It is relevant. Remember, you have set a goal to be a finance manager, an auditor, or you have set goals for a career within finance, in which case then professional papers are a requirement. So you will need to set those goals and they will be specific. You will set the timing. The other thing, other than just setting the goals, it is a requirement that you see, are you walking this journey alone? What do you need for you to attain these goals? Remember, we said they are SMART goals, in which case you have to put all the resources you require. Do you have the money to pay for CPE? Do you have the money to pay to be tutored so as to do your exams probably once and pass? Do you have money to buy the books? So you'll have done all that research for you to ensure that the goal in your career is SMART. Other than that, where I've talked about the professional qualification, there is experience. What kind of experiences are you looking at? Have you done internships within a finance department? Have you volunteered? I tell people, especially when they are leaving university, at times you may not have access to a paying job, but instead of sitting at home, tamaking, looking for a job, try and see if you can volunteer. You see, you cannot buy experience, but you acquire it through working within specific departments. Remember, we are what we continually do. If you get used to volunteering within finance departments, you will get used to working within that department. And if you are looking for a career within finance, then it will also be easier as you go back to class and study for those papers. In terms of money, have you checked? What are the starting salaries? If you're already in a career, you can't be complaining about a salary. You need to be doing your research, checking what is paid in the different industries. Is it what is being paid in your company? Or is it what they are paying you? You see, we might be complaining about money being little, but it is what we are being paid. Remember, employers pay for value. What value are you adding? I will introduce another topic in future about working on knowing when it is time to leave. Other than complaining, you might complain instead of working on yourself. Remember, I have mentioned, work on yourself even harder than you work on your job. So in career, we've talked about the professional. Education, if you don't have the degree, these days it's a requirement. So work on it. Set a goal. Go back to school. I have seen people who have the CPA, but they do not have the degree. If you go to institutions, you'll get exempted for majority of the papers, in which case you might acquire your degree in 2 years because you already are a full CPA. But do not sit. Work. Set the SMART goals based on the resources you have. But do something. We are developing ourselves. It's personal development. But we have to keep working. Keep working on yourself. Ensure you are better today than you were yesterday. So you have set career goals in as far as professionalism is concerned, education is concerned, and the experience. John Stewart said, I want to look back on my career and be proud of the work and be proud that I tried everything. I'm sure you also want to look back at your career and be proud of the work you put, the discipline you put, the resources you put. I have said, working on ourselves is hard work. It calls for discipline, it calls for money to be put in, and it calls for you to be fully there. Set your goals. Make sure they are SMART. Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can be notified when I post videos like this one. Thank you.